Hello everyone, this is Grace. It is April the 14th, 2022, and we are continuing our study on when a day begins in the Bible. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to start off in Exodus 12. We're just going to do, most people are familiar enough with the Passover, so we're just going to do a quick review of what the Passover has to say. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months, it shall be the first month of the year to you. Speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, In the 10th day of this month they shall take to them every man a lamb according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for a house. And ye shall keep it until the 14th day of the same month, and the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening. And they shall eat the flesh in the night. One thing I didn't realize until I did this study was that the Passover is kept at night during the 14th. If you come to the morning of the next day, if you come to the morning, then you've missed the Passover. It's kept in the evening. It's kept at night. And they shall eat the flesh in the night. Roast with fire and unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it. Eat not of it raw, nor sodden at all with water, but roast with fire, his head with its legs, and with the purtenance thereof. And ye shall let nothing of it remain until the morning. And that which remaineth of it in the morning ye shall burn with fire. And thus ye shall eat it with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand, and ye shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover. It's kept at night. But the Feast of Unleavened Bread is on the same day, and it goes through. Let's continue reading. And this day shall be unto you for a memorial, and ye shall keep it a feast to the Lord. Throughout your generations ye shall keep it a feast by an ordinance forever. 7 days shall ye eat unleavened bread. Even the first day ye shall put away leaven out of your houses, for whosoever eateth leavened bread from the first day unto the 7th day, that soul shall be cut off from Israel. And ye shall observe the feast of unleavened bread, for in this selfsame day have I brought your armies out of the land of Egypt. Therefore ye shall observe this day in your generations by an ordinance forever. And I did not look up the scripture, but I hope that you are familiar with the fact that it says that Egypt came out on the 15th. I think it says they came out on the 3rd month on the 15th, and it says, looking back, it says you came out on that same day or something like that, but it says they left on the 15th, which is the 14th at even. And you shall observe the feast of unleavened bread, for in this selfsame day I have brought your armies out of the land of Egypt. So the feast of unleavened bread, and we've already established this. We know that the Feast of Unleavened Bread combined with the Passover is just 7 days. The Passover is the first day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. So we've learned that in our study on the feast days and how to calculate the feast days. Okay, I already told you that. But so this is not new to us. Therefore shall ye observe this day in your generations by an ordinance forever. In the 1st month, on the 14th day of the month at even, ye shall eat unleavened bread until the 21st day of the month at even, and that's 7 days. The 14th at even until the 21st day at even is the Feast of Unleavened Bread. The 14th day at even, that night, is the Passover. And it adds up to 7 days. 7 days there shall be no leaven found in your houses. Okay, I just needed to establish that so that we could take a look at the morning, at the verses that support when the morning begins. Oh, I have a couple more. And on the 10th day of the 7th month there shall be a day of atonement. It shall be an holy convocation unto you. It shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest, and ye shall afflict your souls on the 9th day of the month at even. From even until even shall you celebrate your Sabbath. But at the place which the Lord thy God shall choose to place his name, in there thou shalt sacrifice the Passover at even, at the going down of the sun, at the season that thou camest forth out of Egypt. And they kept the Passover on the 14th day of the first month at even. Okay, so let's look at our supporting verses for the morning. And they departed from Ramses in the first month, on the 15th day of the first month. Oh, I did put it in here. On the first month, on the 15th day of the first month, on the morrow after the Passover, the children of Israel went out with an high hand in the sight of all of the Egyptians. Now, this is a saying in the Bible, on the morrow. This on the morrow means they went out after the break, hold on, let's look at the definitions. This just means from here. Well, there are this is properly part of. It shows that it's part of that day. From or out of in many senses. Above, after, among, because of, by reason of, from. So it's part of that day or night. And then morrow. The same as the morrow or tomorrow, the next day. But it's going to be part of the previous day. So hold on. And they departed from Ramses in the first month on the 15th day of the first month, on the morrow after the Passover. So after the Passover, immediately after, connected to that day, same day. Here's the thing. I gave you I don't think we've gone through the verses for the evening yet. Hold on, let me see. We did, but we have more that we'll have to do in the New Testament. You'll be able to see it in the New Testament as well. Because you had your day, then you had your evening, and then you had your morning that was connected to the same spiritual day. Because they were working on two different calendars, they had to have a way to identify whether or not you're speaking about the evening of the same day or the evening speaking of the next day. The morning speaking of the morning connected to the spiritual day, or the morning just tomorrow morning, sundown. And so this is the phrase that they use to show the connection to the same day. On the morrow. You'll see 4480 and then 4283. If you just see 4283, then that can be tomorrow. But when you see these two together, then they're speaking of that it's part of the previous day. And then it'll tell you what it's a part of. It was connected to the Passover. On the morrow after what? After the Passover. Same day. It's always going to be the same day. And you'll see the same thing in the New Testament. We'll go over it. And Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, took a burnt offering and sacrifices for God. And Aaron came and all the elders of Israel to eat bread with Moses' father-in-law before God. And it came to pass on the morrow, same day, that Moses sat to judge the people. And the people stood by Moses from the morning until the evening. So he took a burnt offering and sacrifices to God. And Aaron came and all the elders of Israel, and they all sat with Moses' father-in-law that night, the same day in the morning, Moses sat to judge the people. Same day in the morning. And the people stood up all that day and all that night and all the next day. See, this is a different word. This is actually the next day. It can be either or. It can be any time during the next day. From the morrow, or verbally tomorrow. Tomorrow, the next day. But it's written differently because it means something differently. Because there were two calendars. They needed a way to communicate efficiently. And the children of Israel encamped in Gilgal and kept the Passover on the 14th day of the month at even in the plains of Jericho. And they did eat of the old corn of the land on the morrow after the Passover. On the morrow after the Passover, the morning after the Passover, they ate. They didn't eat the same night, but the morning after, they ate of the old corn, unleavened cakes and parched corn in the self-same day. We know it's the self-same day because that's what this means. The same day as the Passover. But let's continue. And the manna ceased on the morrow after they had after what? After they had eaten the old corn. So it's connected. On the day after the same day as the Passover, they ate. The same day after the Passover, the morrow after, they ate the unleavened corn and parched corn the self-same day. And then the manna ceased that following morrow after they had eaten. It is connected to this morrow. I don't think that's confusing. This is connected, this morrow is connected to this. This morrow is connected to the Passover, because you have to know what you're making, what it's talking about. You have to know what it's talking about. It's never just going to be the next day. So the manna ceased on the morrow after they had eaten the old corn. Why does it say on the morrow? Because the manna only fell in the morning time. It couldn't be at night, so it has to be in the morning time. After they had eaten the old corn of the land, neither had the children of Israel manna any more, but they did eat of the fruit of the land of Canaan that year. Saul also sent messengers unto David to watch him and to slay him in the morning. And Michal, David's wife, told him, saying, If thou save not thy life tonight, tomorrow thou shalt be slain. Now, I started to research this, but I just don't have a problem with this, to be honest with you. It says that he's going to slay him in the morning. Okay, so if he didn't save himself tonight, he's still going to be dead. Whether he slays him in the morning or in the afternoon, he's going to be dead tomorrow. I don't think it's a big deal, so I didn't spend that much time. I didn't spend any time on it, to be honest with you. It's just, this isn't a problem. I just saw this somewhere and decided to put it in. These are just the morning scriptures. They aren't supported scriptures. They just show the light is the morning. And he shall be as the light of the morning when the sun rises. So it has the light as the sun, and the sun in the morning all together. I prevented the dawning of the morning and cried, I hoped in thy word. The dawning, let's look this word up. There's too many scriptures for me to remember all of this. Oh, breeze is a common word that's used for dusk. I think we might come across that in the New Testament as well. So that's dusk. He prevented the dawning of the morning. Because the morning, we'll look that up next. Morning is actually defined as the dawn. So that's why the dawning of the morning is dusk. And he said, let me go, for the day breaketh. The breaking of the day, of course, is the breaking of the horizon. I'm not sure why I put this in here, but let's look it up. I can't remember why. Oh, so here's dawn. That's the day breaketh. And then breaketh. Ascendeth to be high. So it's coming. The day is coming. Or the sun is rising. And they rose betimes in the morning and sware one to another, and Isaac sent them away. And this is the same thing. That's probably why I put it in there, so that we could get a definition for betimes and have a comparison. To incline. Oh, this is a different word. To incline. Okay, so it's okay, so this is, hold on. And they rose betimes in the morning. This is dusk here. To incline, the shoulder to burden. Drawing near, to incline is to draw near the morning. I'm going to go back for a moment. And he said, let me go, for the day breaketh. So it was still, he must have been able to see, this is dusk as well. Because then when we get down here, and as he passed over Peniel, the sun rose upon him, and he halted upon his thigh. So the sun had not rose, but he was beginning to see the sunlight peek up over the horizon, but the day had not yet broke. So both of these are dusk. This is as well. This is before the dawn. The morning is the dawn. And Jacob rose up early in the morning. This is the same thing. Same. To incline toward the morning. And they departed from, I think we've already done that. Hold on. We have. So we're good there. I think we have time. Let me see how many scriptures we have for the New Testament. Let's go ahead and end here, and we'll start a new video, and we'll take a look at the New Testament scriptures on the next video. I'll see you there.